Welcome back, welcome back. I think it's finally time we start working on this old girl. If you've been following the channel, you know last time we took this thing camping, I blew the head gasket in it. So I figured might as well pull the engine back out and finally restore it. We'll pull the engine out. We'll fix these floors, fix the rockers, we'll swap the fenders in the front end and this hood that's disgusting. We'll fix the firewall and any weird holes that are in this thing, and I'm sure the battery tray is gone. And we'll get it painted up and probably tractor paint again because it's just a Datsun. We'll do white tractor paint and we'll look into starting some fiberglass repairs on the camper. I want to redo the inside of the camper just because it's so basic. I want some more stuff, if that makes sense. The ceiling doesn't line up. I want a sink and a stove, stuff like that. And this bed is too short and pretty uncomfortable. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we have a random vent hole that looks like junk. We'll see. At least that's insulated. But like, there's this that needs to be re-repaired. Fiberglass has just got all these spots where it's missing, and then there's still the hole in the roof that's filled with a piece of painted aluminum. So yeah, I just kind of want to fix this thing and make it right. It deserves to be right because it's so unique. I know these doors are junk. They got lots of Bondo in them. Like I said, the rockers are like been patched with aluminum and it's starting to fall out. That's good. And it looks like Squirtle was hiding his nuts in there. This is gone. But yeah, I just want to fix this thing. I've got some parts from the old blue truck that I was going to weld the roof onto. We got a pair of decent fenders. They're not rotted out, but they're kind of dented up. We got a decent hood here. I need to do the back side of these because they all suck. We got a front valance here and a cowl. And then I got a couple grills here and there. I've got parts to make it look nice. All I'm really missing is the floor. I've got some rockers somewhere. I don't remember where I put them. But I've got rockers for this thing. I just don't have floors. So I'm going to start pulling engine, transmission, and probably these seats. And then we'll look into starting some metal repair. See, I want to fix all this too. There's just random screws everywhere because I took the headliner out. You can see insulation. It's just a big project. Gotta take my license plates back out. Yeah, let me get this camera set up. We'll start draining fluids and start pulling engines and transmissions and radiators and all that fun stuff. Went ahead and pulled our battery. I'm gonna pull this grill off and then we'll start getting the radiator out. I think that's all that's holding it in. Yep. Here's the grill. I did that to get that radiator bolt in. This is all previous. It's been hit before. This is all previous. This whole front end is junk. But I'll start pulling the radiator out. Radiator hose is off. Nothing. Alright, let's get these bolts out. Alright, I think most of these are 10s. This radiator isn't in here correctly at all. I haven't decided on engine yet. KA? I really want to do KA, but that's a lot of work. Especially when I can just buy a $400 L20 and throw it in and be done with it. We'll see. I really want to do KA though, just for the fuel injection and added power. I wish I could find nice Datsuns that weren't an arm and a leg. Then I wouldn't have all these rusty problems. Let me swap to the other side. There we go. There we go. Go. All 4 bolts are out. Alright, let's get this radiator out of here. Nice. That radiator is out of here. I think up next we're gonna get this bumper off. Alright, let's get this bumper off. I already loosened one of them because I had to make sure I had the right ratchet or the right socket. There's one. I forgot this bumper was all twisted up. I let that bolt out and it instantly sprung up. There we go, those 4 bolts are out. And the bumper's out. Back in the engine bay. I'm gonna get some of these fuel lines off heater hoses, and we'll undo that alternator. And then on the other side, I think we got brake booster and one wire for the distributor or something, electronic ignition. I'm not sure what it's for, but we gotta get all this stuff off. Here we go. I hope this doesn't get coolant everywhere. Nope. No coolant. These heater hose lines are junk. This whole thing was built by someone that liked just junk. Oh yeah, that heater hose is about to pop. Those are off. I could get the starter wires off. Oh, I forgot there's wires that go to the transmission. I forgot about that. What size is this? 13? Oh, it fits. Wow. I'm not even sure if you guys can see the starter. Oh yeah, you can. I probably already have a picture of the alternator, but I'm gonna take another picture so I know where these wires go. Looks like I need an 8mm. Alright, alternator's off. This ground wire can go with the engine. I gotta get starter. Nope, not starter. Transmission wires off. And then I gotta figure out what's on the other side. Some of the exhaust and throttle cable and brake booster and electronic ignition. Alright, these are the wires for the electronic ignition. Way down here. Just two 10mm. I'm gonna pop that off real quick. Got those two nuts off. Gonna pull our brake booster hose now. Just this one clamp. Oh, that's weird. Spring for the throttle returns back there. I'll put it right there. Now I might have to do this clamp. Okay. Next up, we will pull the throttle cable. There's that. And 2 10 mils again. Back here. Go. Let me run into the cab real quick and get that throttle cable off. Here we go. Throttle cable is out. Alright, I think all we got left is the exhaust and the wires for the transmission, and then mounts. I'm gonna pull this radiator fan real quick, and then I guess I'll get this thing in the air and start getting stuff out from underneath. Alright, let's get this fan out of here. Whoops, hit the camera. There's the fan. Throw these bolts back in here, and then we'll get under this thing. Alright, we're under this thing now. I want to pull these 3 nuts for the exhaust and get this exhaust out of the way. Got those 3 nuts pulled, so we're going to pull the exhaust now. Let's look at transmission. Oh look, nothing's plugged in, of course. That can come off. With the slave cylinder out of the way real quick. If I can find the ratchet. Get this other one out real quick. Slave cylinder is out. We put our bolts back so we know where they go, and then we gotta do carrier bearing, drive shaft, and then all that's left is the trans mount and the hinge mount. We're kind of at a good stopping point here, so I think what we're gonna do is hop back on this on the weekend. We'll get the drive shaft out, and we'll get this engine pulled out, and we can start evaluating the damage. Start pulling some of this aluminum off, or whatever it is, and really see how bad it is. Yeah, we'll do that this weekend. So, I'll see you guys in a couple days. Back out here on Datsun today, we're gonna be getting these fluids drained, and then we'll get that drive shaft out. There we go. Now let's hope we don't make a giant mess. Perfect. Alright, that's good enough to get it pulled. to the transmission. Getting this transmission drained so we can pull it to still brand new fluid. I think I drove it once with the 5-speed in it. I got that 5-speed for $100 on Marketplace. Crazy, crazy price. We might keep it for something else. I'm very tempted to buy a long bed, and depending on the order of the next 2 videos, the long bed video might come out before this one, and I haven't even bought the long bed yet. But I really want it, and it's $2 grand, and it's got like all the parts needed to put it back together. So we'll see. I think it would be really cool to have a slammed long bed. Let's get this drain plug back in, and then we'll get that drive shaft pulled, the carrier bearing, and then we'll move on to the transmission cross member. There's an old junkyard in town that's starting to get rid of some of their cars. They've got an old Mercedes there, maybe, I don't know, mid-80s, late 80s Mercedes, but it's a gas car. I don't know a whole lot about the gas Mercedes. But my brother had a diesel 240D Mercedes. So right now the options are some Mercedes that I've never worked on, or save up $700 and buy the long bed Datsun for $2 grand. We'll see. We'll see who sells first. My only problem is to continue making the, well, it runs, I have to sell things after I buy them, and I have a hard time selling the Datsuns because I like them so much. If I get a big old long bed, I'm gonna want to keep it. So much room in the bed for activities. We'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna jack up the rear end now, and we'll get that rear drive shaft out. Alright, let's see if we can get on here without jacking it up, because if we jack it up, I think the drive shaft is just going to spin. I think these are 12 millimeters. Yes, they are. There's one. And there's 2. I'm going to spin this drive shaft and get the other 2 out. Be right back after we get all those out. Got all 4 of those drive shaft bolts out. Up next, we're going to get the carrier bearing out and pull the drive shaft. So this is our carrier bearing. There's a bolt and nut here, and on the other side there's also a bolt and nut. I'm going to pull those out off camera just because it's a little difficult to record and you guys see what's happening. I'll pull that out, and then we'll pull the rest of this drive shaft out all the way. Got our carrier bearing mount right here. Guess it's time to get this drive shaft out. Hopefully I don't spill transmission fluid everywhere. Like that. There we go. Draft shaft. I guess I didn't need that skin anyways. Right now I am getting these two bolts out of the cross member so I can put the jack underneath the transmission, and then we can get the rest of the bolts out of the cross member. These bolt the cross member to the trans mount, and I won't be able to get them out if I put the jack where I want it. That one's out. There we go. Now I can get the jack over here where I want it, because the transmission should be free from the trans mount. Not too far. Alright, transmission's in the air now. We are going to get the rest of these bolts out of this cross member, and I'll be right back after I get the cross member out. Okay, we got the cross member out, so the transmission's just floating on the jack right now. We have got to get the shifter out. Forgot about that. We got both engine mounts, and then I gotta move, I think, the center link bar so that the oil pan doesn't get caught on it, but that won't be too hard because I'm sure it's not even tight. So I guess let's get on the shifter, see what I need. I'm pretty sure I just need a couple of screwdrivers to get this C-clip out. Okay, 0 bushings, nice. Oh yeah, that was my doing. Yeah, I just gotta get this C-clip out right here, and this will come out, and then we'll be good for the shifter. Let me do that real quick and I'll be right back. Got our shifter out. Again, it's just this C or E clip, whatever you want to call it, that holds this pin in. Pop that out, pull it out, and pull your shifter out. Alright, next up, like I said, I think we're gonna get that center link out so our oil pan doesn't hit, and then I guess we'll pull those 2 engine mount bolts, and we'll be ready to pull this engine out. We'll go ahead and get these engine mount nuts out real quick before we do that center link, because these are super easy to take out as long as they aren't seized. There we go. There's one. Right, now we'll go to the other side. This one feels further down. Got that one off. And getting these washers off too. There we go. We'll just put these over here for now. Alright, I guess we'll work on getting that center link out. I think we're going to pull this with the center link still in, just because the oil pan's already dented and that center link is kind of hard to get out because these the threaded part just spins. So we'll probably pull this out real quick here, and then we can look into getting the center link flip kit and some engine mounts, and we'll look into the KA stuff after we do all the rust repair that I think this thing needs. Definitely needs rockers and floors. So we'll see what happens. Let's get this engine out. These 620s have these little hooks on the engines. This is what I usually use. Pull the engines out because, you know, I do it a lot. Right here, and there's one back here that connects to the exhaust manifold. Grab it something like that and start yanking. It's past the center link. It is past the center link now. I forgot this hood's gonna be in the way. This hood's junk anyways. So what's it matter? That was scary. Nice. Destroying the engine harness. Crank pulleys over the radiator support, but that wiring harness might not be good now. I'm still making a mess with transmission fluid. I think just the transmission's hitting the trans tunnel. Yep. Got this about halfway out and realized I forgot the speedo cable. Hopefully I didn't break it, but they're pretty easy to replace if I did. I'm gonna pull that off and then we'll get the engine the rest of the way out. Good for the water pump. That's all we got. Might hit the garage. Might have to push this back. Alright, let's see if we can push this thing back. Got it. Okay, this is what we're dealing with here. Busted in crash bar. It's all rotted up and everything. Battery tray, rotten. I know this thing has a giant seam right here, so I think this front clip and this front passenger side's all been replaced before, and not very well. If we look in here, here's that seam, and you can see it doesn't line up. So, gonna have to deal with that. There's more of the battery tray area. It's been patched with rivets and probably aluminum. This rocker been patched with aluminum and Bondo. The hood's been Bondoed. The firewall rotten over here. This rocker has been aluminized and Bondoed. Nothing there. Alright, what I need to do is pull the fenders off. The door is full of Bondo. It's just all around bad. So we'll start pulling stuff off and see what happens. Back out here on the old Datsun today, we're gonna get every single body panel off of it that'll come off. We'll get both the doors off, and then later we'll get both the seats out, and we'll start taking those license plates out of the floor. And this is also we can assess the rust damage and start our repair. Looks like these are tins. Hood's off. Guess we'll take that cowl off. I'm gonna pull this front valence off. That's loud. Like screws. That one unplugged. And that one unplugged. We'll pull these headlights out too. I think they're just held on with some screws. There's one. There's two. Alright, I think we're going to start getting these doors off. Okay, if we want to get these doors off, there's 3 12 mils here and 3 12 mils up here. And that'll take the doors off with the hinges. There's 3. Oh, they're 12, not 14s. Duh. Put this door off. There's 4. 5 and 6. Alright, let's pull this other door off. Finally. Alright, let's do the bottom. Let me move this rusted off muffler. Come on now. There we go. Whoops. Can't see. There we go. Up next are these fenders. I think there's only 5 bolts holding it on because they've been off before. We got one down here, which is just a screw. then there's 4 up here. Another screw and 3 actual bolts. All 3 of these real bolts are 10 mils. Got it. Now this fender should come off. Let me undo these lights. Alright, marker light is unplugged. Time for this side. 1, 2. It actually had 2 up front instead of 0. Single one, the 1 here, 3, and then 2 screws. So 5 on this side instead of 4. Oops. There's 4 and 5. Oh, I forgot about the antenna. Honestly, we're just gonna cut that because we're not gonna use it. Fenders off. Alright, we got both doors, both fenders, hood, and the front valence off. You can see that seam a whole lot better now. They just overlapped the metal and didn't line it up at all. It's like, I don't know, 2 inches off or something, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because this is here, unless that cab mount is bent. I don't know, it's pretty wavy, it looks pretty bent to me. I don't know. I wonder if the frame is bent. I don't know. So what I'm thinking we're gonna have to do is fix this by maybe finding another cab and cutting it like they did, and instead of holding it up with nuts and bolts and rivets, I think we can actually weld it in, which means it'll fix, well, hopefully it'll fix the battery tray. It'll definitely fix this crash bar. And then on this side, yeah, they cut the cab mount on the cab again because the cab mount is part of the front end that they replaced, which is, I don't know, it's just weird to me. This side lines up a whole lot better, and this cab mount isn't all dented and twisted. Yeah, this one's definitely pushed back. I guess whatever they hit, well, I don't know, because this front end is different. Well, if they replace the front end, they definitely hit something hard. I guess it pushed this cab mount back. We might can pull that back out. This is dented in from whatever they hit, but I don't see anything broken. No welds are broken or anything that I can see. So it is what it is. I should probably start getting most of the stuff out of the engine bay. Everything pretty much in bolts. We can take the AC system out. I don't think it's ever going to work again. And then the heater core lines are wrong, just entirely wrong. We can pull those out. And then we got speedometer cable and parking brake, which I think we could work around those. But we might have to take this clutch master and this brake booster out to get over here because it's pretty rotten over here. It looks like they used some, I don't know, insulation tape or something and went around that rot there. This is rotted out. I'm assuming this is factory because it's spot welded in instead of riveted on. See, this is what's wrong with these Datsuns. They fill up with junk and they rot out right here. They'll rot out there, and then you'll start having water seep in through your cab. Up there you can see daylight and caulk. So yeah, that's good. It'll come down here and fill up your floor and just rot them out. This cab mount is pretty rotted. If you didn't see the previous video on this thing where we got it running, I put in the license plates. They did this aluminum that's riveted in. So I think what we're gonna do next is pull out the seats and start getting these patch panels out so we can just view how bad the floor is. I've got rockers here that we can probably do. It's not as bad up here as I thought, so we can just kind of cut it out and patch in what we need, as long as they didn't Bondo all this, because they put aluminum here and Bondoed over it, so I don't really know how much of the rockers actually missing. Inner rockers are bad, but I don't know. I don't think it's too far gone. It's definitely going to be a bunch of small patchwork and just, I don't know, random stuff we have to fix. This side, I don't know, not too bad. This side, better. It's not rotted out, but it's starting to rot. This is rotted out here. Yeah, another aluminum patch with Bondo. Like, I don't know. I tried to fix it, but they didn't do a good job. So yeah, I don't know how much of that rocker is aluminum and Bondo. I know this entire floor is gone. There's a giant hole. Some random holes in the firewall. I don't know what that's from. I don't know. And then we gotta fix the patchwork that they did. So, let me clean this out. We'll get these seats out and we'll get this floor unpatched. Okay, we got both of our seats out, so we're gonna start pulling these license plate out. Alright, we got most of them out. There might be some underneath other license plates. Oh, missed one. Wow. Forgot how bad it was. Let me get a drill bit and we'll get some of this aluminum out. There's one piece of aluminum. Now, let's get the other side torn down. Alright. This side has a lot less self-tappers, but a whole lot more rivets. Free. Alright, let's get their aluminum out. Oh, missed one more self-tapper. Alright, now let's get their aluminum out. That one ain't doing anything. I've never seen underneath this aluminum, by the way. Oh, that hurt. Missed one right here. Big fan of the caulk. Bathtub caulk. Got it. Here's another one. And what's holding this? I think there's two left. Two rivets. And that one. There we go. Oh, it's out. She's not looking good. Let me get y'all in here. Yeah, so this is what we're working with. No floor at all. Again, no inner rocker, no outer rocker. This side completely gone. There ain't even some metal left. I think I cut some of that out now that I think about it. But yeah, not looking good. Obviously we can replace the whole floor. We might have to come up into the trans tunnel some because there's rot even up here on both sides. We'll do the rockers, fix that. But everything else we're pretty much gonna have to make. These inner rockers we're gonna have to make with sheet metal. Anything that's not a patch panel, we're pretty much gonna have to make. Yeah, that's about all I got for today though. We might get these sill plates off and go from there. I don't have any cutoff wheels on hand, so we won't be able to cut anything out today. Yeah, we'll get these sill plates off and then I'll turn on the air compressor and we'll just blow this thing out. Holy crap, it did. Well, there's 3. One more. You guys probably can't see this one. Impact screwdriver. Definitely the best invention ever made. Now to get this silk plate off and not cut my hand open. Here we go. That is junk. She's good. Yeah. She's good. Alright, let's do the other side. Alright, you're a little bit further away, but you might actually be able to see this time. Thought that one would come out. Nothing. She's good. She's real good. Actually, we'll throw this in the garage. Yeah. Real bad. This is what I was talking about. I touched that and it fell apart. Coincidentally, that's where the aluminum is. Nothing there. I'm gonna get the air compressor out here and we'll get this whole thing blown off and just try to get a bunch of this stuff off. This flaking paint could come off, all that stuff. Alright, let's get it blown out. And that'll probably be it for today. I'm gonna take this out real quick. That's free. No rust underneath it, but it does have a whole bunch of holes in it from, I don't know, center console getting self-tapped in. Just, who knows. Those two are out. This is blown out. We'll guess we'll blow out that cowl now. Time to make a giant mess. Alright, that's enough blowing. We're gonna see if we can get the aluminum out of the rockers. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, there's a pretty good chance the camera dies, but we'll see how far we make it. This is atrocious. There we go. Got the bottom off. Hey, look, a washer for one of the seat bolts. I want to get the aluminum off so I don't break it. Nothing. Look at all that Bondo. There we go. I wonder how much more of the rocker is aluminum. Alright, let's do the other side. Driver's side here. Not much better than the passenger side. More Bondo, more aluminum. I don't know. It's like they wanted to restore it, but didn't have access to a welder. Just a whole bunch of rivets and a whole bunch of aluminum. Oh, and don't forget the Bondo. There's a rivet right there. More aluminum. See if I can knock this Bondo off. Maybe we can see the rivets that they used. Oh, there's a corner of the aluminum. There's a rivet. I'm about to. There we go. Another rivet. Another. And one last one. Right there. I guess. Yep. I chose a good one, didn't I? Guess that was expected when I went all the way up there to get it. Anywho, that might be steel because it's rusting. I don't know. Maybe they just did here forward. All this is rust, which makes me think that the rest of it is actually steel. I forgot to blow that out. Well, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. While I was blowing, looks like they replaced this too with more screws and more Bondo. Got some rod up here underneath the windshield. We have a whole lot of stuff to do. Everything is rotten. This whole panel is about to fall out because it's rotten. Yeah. We gotta find another truck to cut a front end off of. We gotta order floors. We gotta get a whole bunch of sheet metal. So yeah, next video might not be for a couple months, but we'll figure it out. I still want to buy that long bed, but I haven't heard anything from them. So yeah, she's rough, very rough. This side also has been replaced with Bondo and screws. So yeah, up in here is pretty rusty. She's bad, real bad. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. She's rough, but we'll get to it eventually. It just might be a couple months. There's just like random stuff that they did. This is like 1, 2, 3 trucks. I just don't understand. See, it's overlapped 3 times. I don't understand. But we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, every description has my Instagram in it if you guys want to see some stuff before it comes out. yeah, see you guys in the next one.